The galaxy looked peaceful from far away, but everyone inside it could feel something wrong moving in the dark. Long before the danger appeared, the Galactic Council made a choice they believed would save everyone. They decided to erase humans from the galaxy. They said humans were loud, emotional, and impossible to control. They believed humans made trouble everywhere they went. So the Council erased human names from their maps, removed human technology from their records, and blocked every human world from contact. They thought the galaxy would finally be safe. But the silence that came afterward did not feel like peace. It felt like fear waiting to grow. The Council believed removing humans would make things better, but they created a bigger problem. Humans had been the ones who explored deep space. Humans had been the ones who faced strange threats. Humans had been the ones who fought when others ran. Without humans, the galaxy became weaker, not safer. Only the Council didn't know that yet. One cold cycle, a small scout ship was traveling near the edge of the galaxy. The crew expected empty space, dead rocks, and silence. But instead, they found something terrible. A star that should have been bright and full of life was dark and broken. It was not destroyed by a weapon or burned by war. It looked eaten. Like something huge had taken its light away. The crew reported the incident to the Council, but the Council ignored them. They said the star had simply died. Natural. Nothing serious. But the scout captain disagreed. He had seen the star up close. He saw strange marks in the space around it, like a trail left behind. A trail moving toward the inner galaxy. The captain was scared. He tried to warn everyone. But the Council told him to stop spreading fear. Days later, a second star dimmed. Then a third. Then a planet disappeared. Not destroyed. Not exploded. Gone, as if something had eaten everything on it. Still the Council refused to act. They didn't want to admit the truth. They didn't want to admit they had made a mistake erasing humans. Humanity had faced this kind of danger once before. Long ago. In a battle no one else remembered, because the Council had erased that history too. But the darkness growing in the void was not something they could erase. A young Council member named Surana was the first to say the forbidden words out loud. We need humans. The rest of the Council froze. Some were angry. Some were terrified. Some simply stared at her in shock. Humans were gone. Humans were erased. Humans had been cast out as if they were a disease. But now, the galaxy needed them. Surana showed them the reports from the disappearing stars. She showed them the captured signals of strange noises around the dark zones. She showed them the trajectory of the threat. Every pattern pointed to one thing: the danger was spreading fast, and nothing in the Council's arsenal could stop it. The Council argued for hours, but no one had a better solution. They knew humans had once survived the same threat. They knew humans had strange instincts and strange courage no other species understood. They knew that humans fought harder when things were hopeless. And now the galaxy was close to hopeless. The problem was simple and terrifying: they no longer knew where humans were. When humans were erased, they left willingly. They moved into deep space, far from Council control. Some believed humans were angry. Others thought humans wanted freedom. No one knew the truth. Humans simply vanished into the outer zones, leaving behind only one message buried deep in an old database. Call us only when you are desperate. Now the Council was more desperate than ever. They searched through hidden files, old maps, forgotten data. Only one clue appeared: a weak beacon transmitting from a distant region of unexplored space. A beacon that humans had placed long ago. A Council fleet was prepared to travel there, but before they could launch, something happened that changed everything. The swarm, yes, the thing eating stars, changed direction. It was heading straight toward the Council homeworld. For the first time, the Council felt true fear. Real fear. The kind of fear that humans always understood, but they never did. They tried to stay calm. They tried to tell themselves the swarm would slow down. But every report said the same thing: the darkness was growing faster. When the fleet launched, the entire council stood on the observation deck watching. Their faces looked pale, almost ghost-like. No one spoke. No one blinked. Everyone knew the truth. They didn't erase humans. They erased their only hope. The fleet moved through space quietly, like shadows in a dark sea. The deeper they traveled, the colder the stars became. Space felt empty, not normal empty, but hungry empty. Even the navigation computer struggled, as if something out there was pressing against them. Halfway through the journey, the fleet detected movement. Not the swarm, something else. Structures. Large metallic shapes floating between stars. Strange lights blinking slowly, almost like eyes watching them. It felt like someone, or something, knew they were coming. The crew felt tight fear building in their chests. They whispered to each other. Are humans here? Will they help us? What if they don't? What if they attack us? No one had answers. They only had hope. Hope that the same species they erased would save them. As the fleet approached the glowing system, one of the crew gasped. A massive shadow moved across their screens. Bigger than any council battleship. Silent, dark, powerful. A human warship. And then, for the first time in many years, a human voice filled their comm system. You erased us. Silence fell across the fleet. Then the voice spoke again. Why have you come? The council had no words. Because now, they knew they had returned to humanity not as rulers, but as beggars. The human warship did not move, but its presence alone felt heavy, like a giant shadow blocking the stars. The council fleet waited in silence, afraid to speak, afraid to breathe. The human voice that came through the comm system sounded calm, but it carried something cold behind it, something powerful. Something hurt. For years, the council believed humans were gone. But now, seeing this massive ship in front of them, they realized something shocking. Humans had not disappeared. They had grown. The council captain stepped forward, but his voice shook. We need help. There was no answer. Only dead silence across the channel. It felt like the entire galaxy paused to listen. Then the human voice replied, quiet but sharp. You didn't want us. You erased us. The council captain could not argue. Everyone on his ship could feel the weight of those words pressing down on them. They had pushed humans out. They had treated them like a problem to delete. And now they had returned like a storm. Suddenly, bright lights appeared around the fleet. At first, the council crew thought it was an attack, and panic spread across the bridge. But then they realized the lights were not weapons, they were guiding signals. The human warship opened a path deeper into the system. The message was clear. Follow us. The council fleet moved carefully, almost trembling. As they entered the system, they saw structures like they had never seen before. Huge rings floating in space. Towers made of dark metal stretching between asteroids. Power reactors glowing with blue fire. Every structure felt alive, humming with energy. And all of it was human-made. Humans had not been hiding in fear. They had been working. Preparing. Building something far beyond the council's imagination. Everyone on the council ship stared in disbelief. They had thought humans were chaotic, messy, emotional. But what they saw here was precision. Control. Power. A landing signal flashed. The council flagship slowly descended into a giant docking bay. As the doors opened, cool air rushed in, a strange mix of metal, ozone, and something else, something human. The council crew walked into a massive hall built from dark steel. It was silent, but not empty. Hundreds of human soldiers stood around them, armored, disciplined, watching closely. Their eyes didn't show anger, but something harsher, judgment. Finally, a human stepped forward. A commander. Tall, calm, eyes sharp as if he could see their secrets. His uniform was different from anything the council recognized. Stronger. Sleeker. As if humans had evolved their technology far past what the council thought possible. He stopped a few steps away from the council group. His voice was quiet, but it echoed through the hall. "Why have you come here?" The council captain opened his mouth but found no words. His throat felt tight. The silence stretched for long seconds until Surana, the young council member, stepped forward. Her voice was soft but steady. "We need your help. Something is eating stars. A swarm. A darkness. We cannot stop it." The human commander did not look surprised. He did not gasp. He did not show fear. He only nodded slowly, like someone hearing news they expected. "We know," he said. The council crew felt a cold shock. You know. "We have been fighting them," the commander replied. "Far from your borders. For years." The room felt smaller suddenly. The council had erased humans because they believed humans were dangerous. But all this time, humans were the ones protecting them from the real danger. Surana stepped closer. "If you knew this threat was coming, why didn't you warn the galaxy?" The human commander's eyes narrowed. "You erased us," he said again. "You made sure our history could not be heard. You made sure our messages were blocked. Even now, you came only because you are afraid." His words cut like a blade. The council crew felt shame burning inside them. But the commander continued. "We did not stay silent because we were angry. We stayed silent because you did not want us. Humanity chose not to beg to return." Then he looked straight at Surana. "But now you are here. And that means the galaxy is dying." The room fell silent. The commander made a small hand gesture. Suddenly, holograms lit up in the air. Moving images of dark systems. Empty planets. Broken stars. Black trails of the swarm spreading like cracks across the galaxy. The council had seen danger, but not like this. "This is what you face," the commander said. "The swarm is not animals. It is not nature. It is a mind. A hunger older than your council. It grows. It learns. It consumes. And when it finishes your worlds, it will come for ours." The council captain stepped back in fear. "Can we stop it?" The commander looked at him with calm steel in his eyes. "Only if you accept one truth," he said. "Humanity must lead the fight." The council crew exchanged nervous glances. Allow humans to lead? After erasing them? After years of pushing them away? It felt impossible. But what choice did they have? Surana spoke first. "We accept." The commander studied her for a long moment. Then he nodded once. "Then follow me. You are about to see the reason we survived." The hall doors opened behind him. A deep blue light spilled out. A humming sound echoed, powerful and ancient. The council crew felt their hearts race as they stepped forward. Inside the next chamber, they saw something impossible. A massive weapon. A living engine. A human creation pulsing like a heart of light. A weapon built for one purpose. To kill the swarm. And now, humanity was deciding whether to share it. Or let the council fall. The giant chamber felt like stepping into the heart of a living star. Blue light pulsed through massive rings of metal. Energy cracked softly in the air, like lightning whispering. The council members stared in shock, unable to understand what they were seeing. The human commander walked slowly toward the glowing machine, his footsteps echoing. This, he said quietly, is what we built when you erased us. Surana swallowed. The light reflected in her eyes like fire. What is it? A breaker, the commander said. A weapon designed to cut into the swarm's mind. The council captain felt his knees weaken. The swarm has a mind. The commander nodded. Yes. It is not a creature. It is not a virus. It is not a natural event. It is something old. Something with purpose. Something that learns each time it feeds. He tapped the glowing surface of the machine gently. And this is the only thing we have found that can hurt it. Fear spread across the council crew like a cold wind. They had never seen something like this. They had never imagined humans could build something so complex, so powerful, so terrifying. One of the council scientists whispered, "This technology, it is beyond anything the galaxy has." The commander turned to her with a calm but sharp look. "It is what humanity becomes when no one limits us." Those words hit hard. For so long, the council believed humans were too wild. Too unpredictable. Too emotional. But now the truth was clear, humans had never been dangerous because they were chaotic. Humans were dangerous because they adapted faster than anyone else. They survived anything. They evolved under pressure until they created something unstoppable. The council had feared human strength. Now they depended on it. The commander began walking again. The council followed him deeper into the chamber. They passed rows of screens showing maps of galaxies, troop movements, and recordings of battles in dark space. Human ships fighting against huge black waves of the swarm. Explosions blooming like silent flowers. Human pilots sacrificing themselves to protect unknown worlds. The council captain's voice cracked. Why did you fight alone? Why didn't you call us?" The commander stopped. His shoulders tightened slightly. "When we warned the galaxy long ago," he said, "you told us to stand down. You said we were exaggerating. You said we were causing panic." Surana felt her chest tighten with shame. "So we fought alone," he continued. "Because waiting for the council would have cost more lives." He looked directly at the captain. "And because we did not trust you to stand with us." No one dared to respond. The humans had bled and died in a silent war while the council celebrated their peace. The commander turned and led them into another room. This one was darker. Colder. A line of glass chambers filled with strange glowing liquid stretched across the walls. Inside each chamber floated a human soldier connected to wires and energy tubes. The council scientists gasped. What are these?" The commander spoke softly, almost respectfully. "Volunteers." Surana stepped closer. "For what?" "To connect with the breaker. The weapon needs a human mind to guide it." The captain's eyes widened. "You risk your own people like this?" "We risk everyone," the commander said. "But humans do not fear sacrifice. Not for the galaxy. Not for our future." Surana felt something shift inside her. Admiration. Respect. A sense of guilt. She looked at the floating soldiers, calm, brave, ready to give everything. She finally understood something the council never had. Humans were not dangerous because they fought. Humans were dangerous because they cared enough to fight. Suddenly the lights in the chamber flickered. A deep alarm echoed through the halls. Human soldiers rushed into position instantly, weapons ready. The commander pressed his hand to a console and screens lit up showing star maps. A dark wave was moving. Fast. Surana felt her heart drop. "Is that the swarm?" The commander spoke with controlled urgency. "It found another system. They are feeding again." The council team watched as a bright star dimmed on the display, then vanished. A whole system dead in seconds. The captain whispered shakily, "How long until they reach us?" The commander's jaw tightened. Hours. The room froze. Surana could barely breathe. Can the breaker stop them? The commander turned to look at the glowing machine with a heavy expression. It can slow them. Maybe even hurt them. But to kill the swarm, we need something more. He walked toward a sealed door at the back of the chamber. He placed his hand on it. Energy lines lit up around his fingers, recognizing him. The door opened with a deep rumble, revealing a second chamber filled with something even larger, even more impossible. A ship. Black metal. Silent. Alive. The council crew stepped back, stunned. The ship hummed like a sleeping beast. What is that? Surana asked. The commander looked at her with a strange mixture of pride and sadness. A human weapon made from something we should never have touched. The council captain shook his head. What does that mean? It means, the commander said slowly, that we built this using a piece of the swarm itself. The room fell silent. The humans had taken a fragment of the darkness. Studied it. Controlled it. And turned it into a weapon. Surana whispered, "Is this safe?" The commander did not answer immediately. Finally, he said 3 words that chilled everyone. "It is not safe." He stepped closer to the ship. "But it is necessary." The chamber lights dimmed. The giant black vessel pulsed like a heartbeat. And the council finally realized. Humanity had not just prepared for war. Humanity had become war. And now, the galaxy needed that war more than ever. The chamber lights flickered again as the black ship powered up, each pulse shaking the floor like a deep heartbeat. The council members felt something strange in their bodies, an instinct that told them this ship was not like anything they had seen before. It felt alive. Watching. Listening. The human commander stepped toward it, his eyes fixed on the shifting patterns of dark energy running across the hull. "We call it the Night Core," he said. "Built from a fragment of the swarm. A piece we captured long ago with heavy loss." Surana whispered, "Why would you use something so dangerous?" The commander looked at her with sharp, tired eyes. "Because when you fight a monster that learns, you must learn faster. When you face a hunger that never ends, you must create something it fears." The council captain shook his head. "But how did you take a piece of the swarm? How did you even touch it without dying?" The commander's voice softened, but there was pain in it. "We didn't all survive. Many humans died to bring that piece here. But humans do not give up. Not when a whole galaxy is at stake." The captain lowered his head, ashamed. The commander touched the side of the ship and screens lit up around them. They showed the swarm, huge, black, and shifting like a storm made of shadows. Scenes of battles humans had fought alone. Fleets disappearing. Worlds going dark. Human soldiers firing until their ships broke apart around them. Surana could not look away. "How did you survive, all this time?" The commander's answer was simple but powerful. "We adapt. We learn. We refuse to die." He turned away from the screens. "And now, the swarm is moving faster. It has tasted enough small systems. It wants your core worlds. It wants your council." The council crew felt cold horror growing inside them. The commander continued, "The swarm learns from every battle. It remembers every fight. It grows smarter after each kill. But it has never fought the Night Core. It does not know we turned its own flesh into a weapon." Surana stepped closer to him. "Will this ship stop the swarm?" The commander paused. "It will hurt the swarm," he said. "But if we launch it, we must control it perfectly. A mistake will destroy everything. The Night Core does not follow normal rules. It reacts to thought, emotion, intention. Only humans can pilot it." The captain frowned. "Why?" Because the ship needs a mind that can face fear without breaking, the commander replied. Most species in the galaxy avoid fear. Humans use it. The words hung heavy in the air. The chamber lights darkened for a moment. Alarms sounded again, sharper this time. The commander tapped a device on his wrist. A hologram appeared of the galaxy map, but now it pulsed red. Surana stepped back. What's happening? The commander's voice lowered. The swarm is splitting. It has sent a second wave. The council captain gasped. 2 waves. How is that possible? It has consumed enough energy to multiply, the commander said. It is evolving. Faster than usual. Surana looked at him with wide eyes. How much time do we have? The commander stared at the map for a long moment before answering. Not days. Not hours. Minutes. Fear spread across the council crew instantly. The commander snapped his fingers and human soldiers rushed in with military precision. Prepare the breaker. Prepare the night core. Bring the pilots. The hull erupted into movement. Machines activated. Energy conduits glowed. Human soldiers ran with purpose. This was not a panic. This was preparation. Humans had practiced this moment for years. Surana followed the commander as he moved toward a raised platform. What do you need from us? She asked. He did not look at her. We need your ships to hold the outer line. The captain swallowed. Hold the line. Against that? Yes, the commander said. They must slow the swarm. Even for minutes. That time will decide if the night core launches safely. The captain shook his head. We cannot win against that darkness. The commander finally stopped and faced him directly. His voice was calm, but there was steel in it. You will not win. But you can help us win. The captain had no answer. Surana stepped in front of him and met the commander's eyes. We will do it, she said. Her voice was steady, too steady. Even she seemed surprised by her courage. The commander nodded. Then your species may survive this day. The platform beneath them shuddered as the night core began rising from its cradle. The massive black ship lifted slowly, glowing from the inside with dark blue light. It hummed like a beast waking from a long sleep. The swarm fragment inside it pulsed once, like a heartbeat. Surana whispered, "It's alive." Not alive, the commander corrected softly. But aware. A voice suddenly echoed through the base's speakers. Commander, the second wave will reach the border in 3 minutes. The commander inhaled deeply. Then we have no time left. He turned to the council one last time. When we launch the night core, there is no turning back. If we fail, the swarm will consume every world you know. Surana nodded. We understand. The commander stepped onto the control platform, lights glowing around him. Then pray to whatever gods you have, he said. Because humanity is about to wake up the one weapon the galaxy should never see. The night core's lights flared violently. The swarm's signal grew stronger. The galaxy seemed to hold its breath. And the greatest battle in history was about to begin. The night core rose higher, its black hull glowing with shifting blue patterns. The energy inside it pulsed faster with every second, reacting to the approaching swarm. The human commander stepped inside the control chamber, where a single seat waited in the center, surrounded by wires, light, and living metal. Surana and the other council members watched from behind a glass barrier, unable to enter. The air around the chamber felt tense, heavy, almost alive. Human engineers rushed around the commander, connecting final cables, checking readings, preparing for something no council species had ever witnessed. The commander placed his hand on the main control ring. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the entire chamber lit up in violent blue light. The night core responded. Its hull rippled like liquid metal. Energy waves spread across the surface. A deep hum shook the walls. The swarm fragment inside it awakened fully, recognizing danger, hungry to fight its own kind. The commander's voice echoed through the speakers. All council ships, move to outer defense line. Humans will cover the inner formation. The council captain swallowed hard. Understood, but we are not ready for this. No one is ready for the swarm, the commander replied. That is why humans stand first. The fleet launched. Council ships formed a shaky defensive wall, fear buzzing through their ranks. Human ships flew in a tighter formation closer to the Night Core, moving like a single organism. Surana watched from the window as hundreds of engines blazed to life, lighting up the darkness. Then the void ahead shifted. The swarm arrived. It came like a moving storm, black, endless, changing shape like liquid shadows. It did not fly, it consumed space as it approached. Signals scrambled. Stars dimmed. Machines shook. Council pilots screamed as the swarm cut through their sensors like knives. Surana whispered, "This is worse than we imagined." The commander's voice came calmly through the comms. "Hold steady. Guide your ships with instinct. Do not stare into the swarm." The battle began. Council ships fired desperately, their energy beams disappearing inside the swarm like stones thrown into the ocean. Human ships moved with practiced precision, hitting weak points, dodging dark spikes that flew out of the swarm's surface. But the swarm learned fast. It shifted direction. It expanded its reach. It targeted the flimsiest council ships first. One after another, council vessels went dark, no explosion, no fire, just silence, as if swallowed whole. Surana grabbed the edge of her console. "We're losing too many ships." The commander answered softly, "You are buying time. That is all we need." Inside the Night Core, the commander closed his eyes as wires connected to his skin, reading every heartbeat, every thought. A dark muttering echoed in his mind, a deep, alien whisper from the swarm fragment. It wanted to go home. He forced his mind into focus. Night Core, engage. The ship responded instantly. Blue light burst from its hull, sending waves across the battlefield. The swarm recoiled, confused, surprised, as if struck by a force it did not expect. For the first time, it hesitated. Human ships regrouped behind the Night Core. The council ships, though fewer, stayed in formation, refusing to retreat. Surana felt hope for the first time. But the swarm adapted. It formed a single massive shape, an enormous dark sphere, and hurled itself toward the Night Core like a living planet. The pressure made every ship tremble. Surana shouted, "Commander, it's targeting you." "I know," he said quietly. "It wants the fragment back." He tightened his grip on the control ring. Behind him, the Night Core's core expanded, glowing white-blue. "Then let it come." The swarm hit the Night Core with full force. The shockwave was so strong that council ships spun out of formation. Human ships were thrown back. Screens filled with static. The Night Core bent under the weight, its hull cracking, its lights flickering. Surana screamed, "It's breaking. Pull back. You'll die." "No," the commander whispered. "This is what humans do. We finish the fight." He let the Night Core open fully. The walls inside the ship peeled apart like petals of a metal flower. Energy from the human commander's mind flowed into the swarm fragment. The fragment responded with a violent pulse. A pulse that tore through the swarm's mind. In space, the swarm began twisting violently. Its shape collapsed into waves of light. Its core shrieked like a dying storm. The darkness folded in on itself as the Night Core released every ounce of power it held. Council and human soldiers watched in shock as the swarm broke apart piece by piece. The commander exhaled slowly. His voice came faintly through the comm system. "It's working, but the night core needs one final burst. Surana pressed her hand on the glass. You won't survive that. He finally looked up at her through the cameras, calm, proud, human. I know. She felt tears burn her eyes. You don't have to. I do, he said. Because someone must. He placed his hand on the final control. The night core exploded with silent white fire. A wave of energy tore through space, destroying the swarm's core completely. The darkness vanished. Stars brightened. The void cleared. The galaxy breathed again. But the night core was gone. Only broken metal drifted where it once stood. Human ships spread out to search the debris. Council ships hovered in silence. Everyone waited. No signal came from the commander. Surana whispered shakily, he saved us all. A human officer approached her. He saved the galaxy, she said. Because he believed it was worth saving. The council captain bowed his head. We erased humanity, yet humanity saved us. The human officer looked into the stars. That is what humans do. And from that day forward, the galaxy remembered one truth carved into every world. Humanity was not the danger. Humanity was the shield. And no council would ever survive without them again.